Why Princess Leonor's path to queen is so dangerous, fearful face. A crown, a throne, a destiny. Everyone thinks it's a fairy tale. But wait, the path is darker than it seems. Becoming queen. For Leonor, it could be the most dangerous journey of her life. Princess Leonor of Spain, heir to the throne, has the world's eyes fixed upon her. At just 19, she stands on the edge of history, prepared to one day lead a nation. But behind the glittering ceremonies and smiling photographs lies a truth few dare to admit. The path to the crown is filled with shadows, threats, and sacrifices that could break even the strongest spirit. Let's start with the weight of history. Every Spanish monarch before her has carried scars, of scandal, of betrayal, of political unrest. Leonor's own father, King Felipe VI, spent years balancing between tradition and a nation deeply divided over the monarchy's very existence. Now, his daughter must not only inherit the throne, she must fight to keep it relevant, respected, and alive. And that fight will not come without enemies. So what makes Leonor's path uniquely dangerous? Three things: politics, power, and personal freedom. Politics first. Spain's monarchy is not universally beloved. Republicans argue that the crown is outdated, unnecessary, even harmful to democracy. For Leonor, every speech she gives, every word she utters, will be dissected, criticized, politicized. One slip, one misstep, and it won't just be her reputation at risk, it will be the institution itself. Imagine the pressure. Every movement, every smile, every gesture weighed as a symbol of the monarchy's survival. But politics are just the beginning. Power is the second danger. Leonor's rise to queen isn't only about titles. It's about control, over narratives, over influence, over Spain's image abroad. Yet she must learn to wield that power while surrounded by those who might seek to manipulate it. Advisors, politicians, even members of her extended family could become allies, or obstacles. The palace is not only a home. It is a battlefield of whispers and strategies. And then, the most personal danger, freedom. Leonor is a young woman, full of dreams, desires, and emotions. Yet her path to the throne leaves little room for personal choice. Who she loves, where she studies, what passions she pursues, all of it must be balanced against her role as heir. History has shown us that royals who dared to put love before duty often paid a heavy price. Will Leonor be allowed to choose freely, or will her heart become another sacrifice on the altar of tradition? To truly understand the depth of this danger, let's trace her journey so far. From childhood, Leonor was sheltered, trained, prepared. Cameras followed her every move, but her life was never truly her own. She delivered her first public speech at just 13, in flawless Castilian, the words rehearsed, the tone deliberate. It was meant to showcase promise, but behind the young girl's eyes, some saw the weight of expectation pressing too heavily, too soon. Her enrollment in military training was celebrated as proof of her readiness. Leonor, dressed in uniform, marching in line, saluting with precision, it was the image of discipline and strength. But beyond the applause, it revealed something deeper. She is being forged not as a daughter, not as a teenager, but as a weapon of continuity for the crown. And weapons, no matter how polished, are meant for battle. The question is, what battles await her? History provides grim warnings. Spanish royals of the past were entangled in scandals that toppled thrones. Abroad, we remember Princess Diana, adored yet hounded, ultimately consumed by the pressures of royal life. We think of Crown Prince Frederick of Denmark, or even Britain's Prince William, heirs who faced relentless scrutiny, their marriages, choices, and lives dissected by the world. Leonor's path is even harsher. She cannot simply live quietly in the background. She is the first female heir in Spain's modern monarchy. Every decision she makes will be marked as precedent, every mistake amplified as weakness. And then there is the threat of love. Already, whispers surround her. Who is she close to? Who does she trust? If Leonor chooses a partner deemed unsuitable, will Spain accept it? Or will history repeat itself with the same old clashes between duty and desire? The danger here is not only emotional, it is institutional. For a young woman destined to rule, love can either be her greatest ally or her undoing. But perhaps the greatest danger of all is isolation. For Leonor, few people can truly understand her burden. Friends her age cannot imagine what it means to live under constant surveillance, every mistake immortalized in photographs, every laugh analyzed as a political signal. Even within her family, there is tension. Queen Letizia, fiercely protective, insists on shielding her daughter from mistakes. King Felipe, carrying his own scars, pushes her toward responsibility. Between their hopes and fears, Leonor must find her own voice. And that is the razor's edge. If she pushes too far toward independence, she risks scandal. If she stays too silent, she risks irrelevance. Too bold, and she angers tradition. Too cautious, and she loses her people's faith. One misstep, one wrong choice, could undo everything. Yet amid all this danger, there is hope. Leonor has already shown flashes of brilliance, her speeches are poised, her presence commanding, her discipline unwavering. Unlike many royals of her age, she appears aware of the magnitude of her role. But is awareness enough to shield her from the storms ahead? Let's ask the deeper question. What if Leonor decides she does not want this? What if the dangers, the sacrifices, the endless scrutiny push her away from the throne? Could Spain endure another abdication? Could the monarchy survive if its future queen decided to walk her own path instead? This is the paradox of Leonor's destiny. The crown is both her inheritance and her cage. The throne is both her power and her prison. And in walking toward it, every step could either secure the monarchy or destroy it. So why is her path so dangerous? Because it is not only about politics, not only about family, not only about Spain. It is about a young woman's struggle to carry centuries of expectation on shoulders still learning to stand on their own. And now, the world watches. Every smile, every salute, every step closer to a crown that may yet prove heavier than anyone imagines. Because for Princess Leonor, the danger is not just the journey. The danger is that once she arrives at the throne, there may be nothing left of the girl she once was.